LSU versus Clemson wide receiver breakdown. Tell you what, we had a lot to talk about this morning, so we really didn't get into the position group discussion. I'll do a quick one, which I feel like might be doing a disservice to these rooms, because these are probably the two, I would say, wide receiver and D-tack or D-line on both teams are the two strengths outside of quarterback. LSU wide receivers I listed: Aaron Anderson, Chris Hilton, Nick Anderson, Berrien Brown, Xavion Thomas, Destin Hill, Kyle Parker, Jelani Watkins, Kylan Billiot, Teron Francis, Phillip Wright. And then I've got Watkins, Billiot, those are redshirt freshmen. Francis, Wright, those are true freshmen. To me, LSU is going to have a strong rotation of 7. Anderson, Hilton, Anderson, Brown, Thomas, Hill, Parker. Those 7 will be the strongest rotation. And for Clemson, they've got Antonio Williams, Bryant Wesco Jr., TJ Moore, Cole Turner, Tristan Smith, Juju Preston, Tyler Brown, Mizzen Kelly, and Parker Fulgham. Some of the stats on those gentlemen last season. So Nick Anderson's last time playing was 2023. He had 38 catches, 798 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Obviously, Aaron Anderson and Antonio Williams are the highlight guys. Those are the marquee names. And honestly, funny enough, they kind of remind me of one another.
There's a lot of similarities.
Like when I went back and watched Antonio Williams' film, it's like they use him a lot like Aaron Anderson, where he's getting these quick hitters over the middle of the field. He's got the same kind of short to intermediate route tree. Because, like, Aaron really didn't, he wasn't really he got to put on some go route type stuff here and there. That one down the sideline against South Carolina comes to memory. But a lot of his stuff was short to intermediate. And Antonio Williams is used the same way. Anderson's stats last year: 88 targets, 61 catches, 874 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Antonio Williams, his stats were somewhat similar. But really the similarities to me between those two was in the film. Like, if you turn on and you watch Antonio Williams play, he's a little bit taller than Aaron. Aaron's 5'8", 188 on the measurables. And Williams is 5'11", 190. So he's got, about 2-3 inches of height over Anderson. But similar play style. They both can be outside or the slot, but they're both pretty dominant in the slot. A good route tree. They've got great hands. And to me, the word I put next to both Aaron Anderson and Antonio Williams is instincts. Like, when they get the ball in their hands, they have such good instincts on how to make a play happen. Last year, Williams had 75 catches, 908 yards, 11 touchdowns. So he was obviously their go-to guy last year, and I don't see that changing, except the guy that really caught my eye in that Clemson room was Bryant Wesco Jr., true freshman. He was a 4-ish, 5-star coming out of high school, depending on the different outlets. 6'2", 190. He's an outside receiver. Last year as a true freshman, 41 catches, 707 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And, man, when I watched his film yesterday, 17.3 yards per catch with at least 40 catches, which is the best since T. Higgins. He's the 8th-ranked wide receiver in college football on Pro Football Focus. And when he gets the football in his hands, it's impressive. So as good as Antonio Williams is, and he's the guy, he's going to be the focus, my biggest concern is the 6'2", 180 true sophomore Bryant Wesco Jr. on this Clemson team. And he's not as proven, but, last year, 41 grabs, 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. And he's going to line up on the outside. Likely be matched up. Like, I would assume he'll be matched up with Mansour Delane out there on the outside.
This is their, if it were LSU, this would be like the Chris Hilton.
Yes.
Like, you could be an absolute X factor, but it's more of you have to circle him because of what he brings to the table. No, he is, when you watch, I'd suggest everyone turn the film on and watch number 12 from Clemson last season. He was legit. And I went into this expecting to be kind of not blown away, but mostly impressed with Antonio Williams because he's the guy, This Wesco Jr. cat, the talent jumps off the screen. When you can just see sometimes when you're watching a football player and be like, man, he's a little bit different than the other guys on the field. Mm-hmm. That's what I felt like when I was watching him.
And Chris Hilton, like Lloyd said, kind of lined. They both have very good speed. They're a deep threat. And to me, Chris Hilton for LSU and Wesco Jr. for Clemson both have the highest ceiling at the wide receiver position on the team. Like for LSU, Chris Hilton has the highest ceiling of any player because you can line him up outside, inside. He can run a dig route, a drag route, a go route, a post route. Like he can do everything, and his talent. And they both are so talented when they get the ball in their hands. Very, very similar. Next up for LSU, this is their change. We talked about a change of pace back with Caleb Jackson. This is their change of pace receiver. Nick Anderson. You go from Aaron Anderson, 5'8", 188. You have Chris Hilton, 6 foot, 190. You've got Barry Brown, 5'11", 185. Xavier Thomas, 5'10", 192. Destin Hill, 6'1", 197. Kyle Parker, 5'11", 195. Then you've got Nick Anderson, 6'4", 208. So this is your change of pace receiver. You needed that true X, big body, strong, red zone threat type of guy. But he's not just a big film. He's got good speed. But to me, his physicality is what jumped off the screen. He was battling through press coverage, battling through physical coverage through the route. And I thought that was somewhat similar to Nick Anderson and what he is for LSU. And then next up, Barry and Brown, Xavier Thomas, I kind of have meshed together, but they are different. I put gadget in all caps next to both of those guys because they're going to be used everywhere. Barry and Brown, speed, he's sub 4.3. He can play anywhere on the football field. He can play in the backfield. He can play slot. He can play outside. Can play anywhere. And then Xavier Thomas, gadget, I put gamer in all caps. He's looked really good through fall camp. He's got good speed. He's been very, very impressive from a route running standpoint.
And physically looks a little bit different.
And so I think as much as they can kind of be grouped together, Xavier and Berrien, because they're both those all-purpose return specialist type of guys, I think they both have kind of shown they are wide receivers as well.
Yep.
And have been impressive through fall camp at this point. And they're not exactly the same. Like Barry and Brown, 5'11", 185. Xavion's 5'10", 192. So he's got a little more meat on his bones. Not quite as blazing fast as Barry and Brown is. But I think LSU's going to use the hell out of both of them. Like, you're going to be in the backfield. You're going to get a tunnel screen. You're going to get an end around, a jet sweep, a quick out, all the RPO stuff. Like, and they might even get handoffs. Like,
yeah, they should.
You're going to use them everywhere. Next up for Clemson would be their guy, Cole Turner. I put in all caps, stereotype next to him. Because he is a shorter, he's 6'1", 185, not a big, imposing. He's a white wide receiver,
I was about to say he must be a white.
And he's Braxton Berrios. Like that, he's what you expect. He's Julian Edelman. Except he is a little bit faster. He's got wheels. Like every time he caught the ball, they're like, "There's the speedster." Like I think it's just kind of more impressive because he's white that he's running that fast.
Well, Clemson's got they'll always have a hunter in forever.
Yes, and that's who he is. That guy. He's a gadget guy for them as well. They do end arounds. He gets in the backfield. They run the tunnel screens for him. The shovel passes. He is talented. He's a redshirt sophomore. I don't know how much they'll use him. With the talent they have with Williams, Wesco, and more, but he is their gadget type guy. Destin Hill is the next LSU wide receiver, 6'1", 197, put together in all caps is what I put because he is physically imposing. He's been impressive so far through fall camp. He's an explosive athlete. He does have an injury history. Same thing with Nick Anderson and Chris Hilton as well. That would be my only lingering thing with this LSU wide receiver room is you have seen an injury history with a lot of these guys. But Destin Hill on LSU's roster is the one I put. I was not familiar with your game, my friend, because I didn't know exactly what LSU was going to get out of him going into fall camp. He's the transfer that kind of went under the radar. But, I mean, he's an Edna Carr Cougar. I mean, what do you expect?
Well, just because of the additions of Nick Anderson, Barry and Brown, and then it was like throw in Destin Hill. It's like the a piece to be named later in a trade, and then you're like, wait, hold on. And whenever Shea Dixon speaks, I listen. And Shea Dixon was like, y'all don't know. Like, I don't think y'all remember Destin Hill because it's been a long time coming for him to be playing college football again. And what he did at Edna Carr deserved all of the clout that he got going to get offers from every D1 program in the country. And to finally get his off-the-field stuff settled, get his health settled, he could be an impact player for LSU that nobody really saw coming.
Yeah, no, I mean, like when we got to fall camp day one, he was making plays. I was like, okay.
He had as in no way, shape, or form out of his league.
No, not at all.
Like, he's not out of his
He's
depth.
not just at LSU because he went to Carr.
Right.
Or because he's from New Orleans. They didn't just bring back the hometown guy just to bring back the hometown guy. They brought him back because he is talented.
There's a chance he could make an impact. Because I do, like, the one thing that concerns me with Nick Anderson is his health.
Yep.
Because we've seen it. Like, it's something that he came into camp with. He sat out nearly, all of last year.
Played one game, I think.
And that could be a portal thing, but then you see him at LSU, and it's still like a little hitch in the giddy up.
He got in the fender bender.
Right. Before. And so it's and these are all things that we just say because, like, Nick Anderson, whenever he is out there, and Nick Anderson at 100% is a game changer. But to have the ability to replace him with somebody like Destin Hill is an absolute luxury. But I do think you'll see Destin Hill on the field.
Right.
Like, that's what I want to ask you. Aaron Anderson led the team in catches last year with, 68?
Let me double-check his statistics.
I have it right here.
Yeah, I've got
61.
61 receptions.
What do you think that number is for the team leader in receptions this year? Because there's so many weapons. Like, Aaron Anderson was 61 catches out of necessity. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm an Aaron Anderson stan, but...
Well, this is my biggest thing on the Aaron Anderson front, is he is now the game plan. He was not last year. Not saying he wasn't game plan 4, because he was. Kyron Lacey was the focus of, to me, the defenses when they were looking at it. Like, was Aaron Anderson the go-to guy? Yes. Kyron Lacey was the letterhead at wide receiver for LSU when other teams were scouting. Now, I don't think they were putting Aaron Anderson aside or were surprised by him, but now he is officially
on the map.
Like, you're not just circled once anymore. You're circled,
highlighted,
starred, highlighted,
don't let
underlined,
this man beat you.
Bold, italics, the whole deal. So how will that look? I do think that 61 catches is going to take a hit. And also if you can run the football. But I think touch-wise, that's the dynamic I'm interested to see how much they use Aaron in different ways, because you also have Barry and Xavion who will take some of those gadget type, get the football in their hands plays. I would assume it drops from 61 to...
I mean, he had 0 rushes last year.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll do that this year either.
Me either.
I think he's too important as a wide receiver to do that. And you have Xavion and Berrien, who you're going to probably do that type of stuff with.
Caden and Harlan Berry.
And and Jawan Johnson and these guys that you can just, weapons.
Figure it
I would
out.
say maybe it drops from 61 to 45.
I was going to say 45 also.
I think that's probably where it goes, because they're like, I think Trey'Dez Green's going to catch the football a lot. Like, that safety outlet type aspect of Aaron Anderson last year is going to be 14 this year. Like, Brian Kelly said it yesterday. He said, even when you're covering Trey'Dez Green, he's not covered. And I think when you have a quarterback like Nuss who trusts his arm so much, that is a blessing.
How many catches did Trey'Dez have last year?
Not a lot.
He had 13 catches and 4 touchdowns.
Should have had more touchdowns too.
That number will probably go up if I had to guess.
Yes. No,
Both.
I think he's going to be 30 catches, 7 touchdowns. Like, he's gonna be impressive. The last wide receiver on LSU's front, Kyle Parker. I put dog in all caps. He's crisp. He's a great route runner. He is stout. He's 5'11", 195. He is put together physically. And then I put Yak yards after catch is what separates him from everyone else. When he has the football in his hands, he is special. He reminds me a lot of Malik Neighbors. Not to that extent, but the play style and what he does well is the same things when we were talking about Malik going into his sophomore year. Not junior year Malik, not 2023 Malik, when he was going into sophomore season in 2022. The things we were saying Malik does well, the physicality at the point of contact, and getting the football in his hands. That's what Kyle Parker does well to me. And then the same thing, injury. There's a lot of injury history in this LSU wide receiver room. Kyle Parker missed a lot of last year. Destin Hill had some injury history. Nick Anderson, obviously, and Chris Hilton. Like that's why you have the depth, because there is that injury history. My last wide receiver to talk about is, I think, the most intriguing wide receiver in the entirety of this segment between LSU and Clemson. I don't know how much he's going to play, but I would assume it's Tristan Smith for Clemson. You want to talk about a change of pace receiver? Clemson has 5'11", 190, 6'2", 180, 6'3", 205, 6'1", 185, and then they got 6'5", 205.
From the portal.
Their first ever skill position portal get. Ever. That they went out and they got in the portal era. And I watched the film. He's from SEMO, southeastern Missouri. And he's impressive. 6'5", 205. He's legitimately a jump ball receiver. At SEMO, he had 76 catches, 929 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And I'm very intrigued in the potential of how he could be used. He started at a JUCO, then went to SEMO, and is now at Clemson. And he is, like I said, very physically different from everyone else in that room. And if he's the first ever portal get at a skill position, they went out and got him for a reason. So I'm very, very intrigued by what he could look like for Clemson.
CJ Daniels.
Yeah. I'm very interested to see what he looks like, how he plays, how much they use him. Mm-hmm. Because they have, to me, those first three guys, Williams, Wesco, Moore, that is
they're
80% of their wide receiver production. Because I think Williams is obviously the guy. Wesco, to me,
85 to 90%.
Yeah. I'm just very interested. You went out and you got a 6'5", 205 guy. First ever skill guy you've gotten out of the portal. You did that for a reason. You were obviously missing something when you looked at your room. And I'm going to be very interested to see how that pans out. So
76 passes last year for nearly 1,000 yards, had 930 yards and 6 touchdowns. That was Southeast Missouri State, SEMO.
Yep.
But 6'5", 205 plays anywhere.
And if you turn the film on, he looks good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's but you got, C.J. Daniels wasn't 6'5", but it was that ad in the portal that you were this guy could, what he had was one of the few returners in FBS that had double-digit touchdowns in the wide receiver room, and you didn't get any touchdowns at LSU, so it could very much be the same thing.
Right.
But you can't say that C.J. Daniels didn't make a difference for LSU last year.
You missed him when he wasn't there.
Right.
And so I'm be interested to see he's the most intriguing player in either of the two rooms. But the names I will tell you to pay attention to: Bryant Wesco Jr. They're going to talk a lot about Antonio Williams and versus Aaron Anderson in this game. Chris Hilton and Wesco Jr., to me, the expectations are kind of mid-level. It's obviously higher on Wesco Jr.'s front. The ceiling for both of them, way up there.
Yeah, 2 freshmen that come back as true sophomores, and then Williams, who could have left.
Yep, and
would have been drafted.
Back. Yes.
It's a weird Clemson thing.
They stick around. Same with Klubnik. But my grading out of the room.
That's where their portal money goes.
Yes. My grading out of the room. I have these rooms very, very similarly graded. They are both B+ rooms, but the ceiling for LSU is an A+. The ceiling for Clemson is just an A.
Yeah.
LSU's depth is extremely better.
It's just what it comes down to. You have the younger Riley,
right,
At Clemson, you saw a couple of clips of their offense and what they do to utilize and get these guys open versus Sloan. How you going to these are both rooms that I would take 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
And it just depends on how Sloan is going to utilize what he has. Because when you name off all of the LSU guys you just listed, what, it's 6?
7. Aaron Anderson, Chris Hilton, Nick Anderson, Barrion Brown, Xavion Thomas, Destin Hill, Kyle Parker. And then you still have Jelani Watkins, Kylan Billiot, Teron Francis, Phillip Wright.
And Trey Green.
And Trey Green. Well, and that brings up an interesting point. This Clemson wide receiver room plays into that Clemson running back room discussion. They are going to use these guys out of the backfield a lot. You saw, you could even in those 2 minutes we watched of Clemson highlights, you saw a little bit of what their offense is trying to do. They are gonna put Antonio Williams in a handoff, a swing pass out of the backfield. They're gonna do the same thing with T.J. Moore, with the Cole Turner, the white boy. Mm-hmm. They're gonna use these guys to help out with that lacking in that running back room. So make sure that's what you pay attention to that, because I genuinely think they're gonna do a lot. We talk about LSU simulated run game. Clemson is going to
they do the exact same.
It's crazy.
It's just it feels a little bit like USC last year whenever it was Miller, Moss, Garrett, Nussmeier. Who do you have when you have two guys that are coming back, haven't been a starter before but stayed at their school, and it's kind of fighting a mirror. And now it feels like the exact same thing with Clemson, but to almost the umpteenth degree of every room you look at, aside from so far the running back room. I feel like LSU has got a very much
LSU won that conversation.
This one, it feels like almost a push.
Yeah.
Because you haven't seen, and the X factor in all of this, to me, is we've never seen a healthy Chris Hilton before.
No, I mean, that is my biggest thing. I have injury written down next to 4 of the 7.
Nick Anderson, Aaron Anderson, Chris Hilton, and...
Well, I didn't even put it next to Aaron Anderson, but I guess, yeah. I mean, he had the little knee issue.
Well, it's just he's one of those guys.
But then, so 5 out of the 7. Barrion Brown, Xavion Thomas are the only ones I don't have injury written next to.
Yeah, Xavion going to play.
Yes. Kyle Parker missed all of last year.
But yeah, I would... Yes, but I guess the way he plays probably makes him an injury concern.
Destin Hill,
he's somebody that wants to play.
Right. Destin Hill has an injury history. Nick Anderson, obviously, injury history. That's another one you can kind of dissect a little bit. Maybe he could have came back, but the season was too far gone.
I think he went portal.
Chris Hilton obviously never been healthy at LSU. So it's gonna this was a fun, like I said about quarterback. I had a very, very fun time sitting back and watching these guys play. Brian Birch, is Hilton injured, or are you just guys saying the possibility of him getting injured? No, he's not hurt. He has been at camp. Chris Hilton is not injured.
I mean, to the point where
you just have never seen him healthy.
Yeah, but they're so concerned about his injury history. He gets hit in a scrimmage. The Delane,
the Montour Delane video.
He got pulled after that. Yeah. Nope, not gonna.
Sideline.
Yeah, need him. But that also shows you how important he is in a fixture of this offense.
When I'm telling you, the best LSU, and that's why I put Wesco and Chris in the same conversation on ceiling, because the best version of LSU has a very, very good Chris Hilton. The best version of Clemson has a very, very good Bryant Wesco. So those are the wide receivers to pay attention to for LSU versus Clemson on August 30th. 10 days away, fellas. And so that means we've got...
That's crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
We've got 7 position groups left to talk about. Tomorrow, tight ends. Friday will be the fun discussion around the offensive line.
Is it a push? If you have to pick a room?
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
For wide receiver? No, I'm giving it to LSU. The depth is what separates them. I think right now, Clemson has the more proven top-end talent. Because right now, LSU proven-wise, you've only got really Aaron Anderson and Barrion Brown.
And Barrion Brown's tough to even put in that. I mean, Nick Anderson would be a proven.
That was 2 years ago. Yeah. And so, to me, that's my nerve about LSU. Clemson's got 3 guys that did it last season. Wesco Jr., Williams, and Moore. 14 games played, 12 games played, 14 games played. 908 yards, 707 yards, 650 yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like, that's all guys that...
And they're on record saying, like, half the reason Williams came back, he was like, we want to get Cade Klubnik the Heisman.
Yeah. No, I like it.
They have a room that can do it.
It's very close to being a push, and I wouldn't be upset if someone said Clemson has the edge because, like I said, the proven aspect, they have that. Antonio Williams is 10 games shy of Hunter Renfro's games played record.
Jeez.
He's played in all 33 games.
Hunter Renfro went bald at Clemson.
So,